It is Tuesdays live at 5 with Dan and Angel.
Woo. We're back.
We're back. It is Tuesday, and we're so excited to be here. It's kind of fun to be cozy and cold in the South. We did not move here for cold and cozy, but nonetheless.
I'm wearing my Hallmark channel.
Yeah. All right. So this week we teased a little bit about it last week. We are talking about HOAs, and we have a lot to say. We're not Karens and we're not Kens. You're not going to be a Karen. But yes, we have quite a few things that we can share. And if you are thinking about moving from another state, obviously we moved from California to South Carolina. We were not as familiar with HOAs as we are now, helping clients learn and navigate them, and then also learning and navigate them as well ourselves, because we live in a community that has one. We have two. So anyway, you wanted to share some things.
Well, I'm a big fan of the HOAs now that we're part of one. And the thing you really have to do is you really need to get involved in your HOA, because, you don't want meetings going on without you there. And you're like, what do you mean they enacted this change? And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And you had a chance to have your voice heard, but you just didn't participate in the meetings.
Yeah. One of the things that we, in California, I always recommended it, and we do it here as well, is as much as people push back on it, you've really got to go to a meeting. I mean, you need to know if there's one person running the show and everybody else is just kind of falling in line of like, well, whatever, she said it. Yep. Or if there's a lot of dialogue, you need to make sure you understand like what they have in reserves, which, when they go through the meeting minutes, they tell you what they have in reserves. Those are things that, like, you don't want to hear that from your neighbor that, went for 10 minutes and then walked out. Like, you need to go and hear that firsthand, and they're your neighbors. Like, you might actually like it, and you might actually make friends and make plans. Like somehow we got involved. We went, and what is the committee we're on? We're on like a planning committee
for entertainment.
Yeah. Like an egg hunt and, movie night or whatever in our community, to kind of plan that, strategize that and whatnot. So you never know what you're going to get. Not that you have to, get roped into, air quotes.
Well, and you want to know, what's going on at the meeting, so that if you're going to buy, you can look at like the minutes from HOA meetings if you're looking to buy a particular property, and you can see like the history of, has the HOA fees, have they gone up? How much have they gone up? What are they using the money for? Because you could be sitting at the meeting going, we're paying how much for lawn care?
Yeah.
And those are conversations that you could have to help reduce the overall costs of living in an HOA community.
And that's just from the buying side, right? So when you're selling a home, whether it's in California, Idaho, South Carolina, it doesn't matter, and you're in an HOA, you 9 times out of 10 as the seller will be in charge of a transfer fee to make sure your buyer has that taken care of. And generally speaking, again, this is, not 100% everyone, but you will have paid for their first months of HOA.
Yeah. Well, and also too, it's a lot more convenient for the seller to provide the CC&Rs, which are the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, than to have the realtor have to like pay to get that information from the HOA.
Yeah, totally. In California, our title companies generally had them. Here in South Carolina, we can get them from the seller, or we can get them from the attorney's office. So each state does it differently, but yeah, we definitely have ways to get them, but we want to make sure nobody else is charged inappropriately or extra. But anyway, if you are new here, I am Angel. This is Dan. Even though the bottom says Angel, it is both of us here. And if you're listening on audio, we are grateful that you're here as well. We thank you for being here. Whatever platform you're listening to us or watching us on, we're grateful that you're here. We love that you're here. And by the way, tell us where you're watching from. Like, we would love to know, are you in Idaho? Are you in California? Are you in Montana.
Or if there are topics that are, specific to you, having to do with South Carolina or real estate in general.
Yeah.
Just drop us a line. Let us know what we can talk about next week or the week after that.
Yeah. So the thing that we really wanted to kind of break down for anybody that's thinking about moving here with the HOAs is that a large portion of the communities here in South Carolina have HOAs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes they are just a fence or just a name or a community pool. Sometimes they're pretty, I don't want to say basic in a bad way, but simple. There you go. Yeah. Hey, look at that. But then like some of them, if you've watched on our channel, you've seen that there are some that have like lifestyle directors 24/7 where they are making sure, if you want to do mahjong, if you want to knit, if you want to cook, go on an outing, like there's somebody that is putting that together,
that's another benefit of the HOAs is that if you're new to the state or new to the town, you have a real easy way to like get to mingle with people, interact with people, whether it be a movie night, whether it be a farm situation. I mean, we have communities where the HOA encompasses a farm. They have like food festivals and just all kinds of things to get you excited about where you live.
Yeah. And depending on, obviously not everybody plays pickleball, although that is a very hot sport. There are other things that they can put together for you. And that's, again, what you are paying for is kind of like an instant community. Like when we moved here, we didn't move into a we couldn't. We have a 17-year-old. But I know that some communities have, what is it? Like almost like a pass through. It's got a fancy name where you're allowed like a caregiver. Say you have an in-home caregiver that isn't 55. As long as they know that they're your living caregiver, you can do that. You can have them in the community. But if everybody's a living caregiver and they all kind of look like you, that might not be.
Yeah, and they're calling you mom or dad. I don't know. Suspicious.
Go ahead.
Okay, another benefit of the HOAs is the upkeep of your neighborhood. I mean, there's a lot of common areas or shared spaces, and I don't want to mow 14 acres of land that's next to my property. I want someone else to do it.
Or if you have a golf course and they maintain the golf course, like if you're on the golf course.
Or here's what you want to think about. Like if you're upset about HOAs, let's say you have a pool at your current home. How much are you paying either to have somebody service it for you, or how much are you paying for chemicals and changing out the water in the pool?
Yes.
Isn't it cool to just have someone do it for you?
Yes.
And it's probably the same or less than just that pool guy, and you're getting all the amenities that go with the HOA.
Yeah, it does condense down a lot of your like monthly numbers, right? So you're not like, what is this going to? Well, you feel like you're being nickel and dime to death on everything. But for the most part, you are in a position where like, okay, that fee is taking care of the gate if there is one, the continuity of our community. If we've mentioned it before on another video about what is that funk that grows on
there's like a moss of some kind that grows on the shady side of your house.
Yeah.
And periodically you have to power wash it or pay to have someone clean it.
Right.
And the HOA does a good job of saying, hey, your house is looking kind of dingy.
Right.
You need to get that squared away.
And that could put somebody on their heels, but really the whole overriding theme of the HOA is return on investment. You want the continuity. I don't want to be having my house where I'm checking all the boxes that the HOA is required of us, and then next door looks like a car lot on their front yard. Right. Because there is no HOA. And that happens a lot in the communities when there's no HOA. You're like, what's happening over there?
Yeah. Is that a chicken coop? I think
there's a couch in the front yard. Mayday, mayday. Anyway, if you are new here, again, we thank you for being here, but there is something that we do every show, and it is called the GenX Fun Fact. So to keep it brief and brilliant, Dan tries to stump me, right? We are both Gen Xers, and he's either bringing something from the 70s, 80s, 90s, kind of our wheelhouse of what we grew up drinking out of hose water and watching a lot of TV and playing outside. So he brings a Gen X fun fact, tries to stump me, tries to stump you, but I don't know. Well, that was our dog. I don't know if you get it before I do, but I try and get it pretty quickly. Was it last week that we did Prince and I had it and you were like, oh, I think it was last week, the week before.
I mean, it's good. You know, she's smart. Don't get me wrong, but I like to make the fun facts a little bit off kilter or obscure so that there's a challenge to figure it out. And last week we had a viewer that made a guess.
Yes, he got it. It was Animal House, right?
Yeah. So congratulations on that.
So if you're watching, don't wait.
You did it.
No, don't feel like you have to wait for me to get it. If you've gotten it, if you get it, let us know. So, all right, go.
Okay. One of the things that the 80s was can be
oh no. Oh no.
How do I say this?
Oh no.
One of the things that makes the 80s one of the best decades in the history of this planet, and I'm talking about the 1980s. Is that there was one year, I will say 1988, where we had probably the best 3 Christmas movies come out in a single year.
Oh gosh. Okay, first of all, 88 is when I graduated.
Well, there you go.
And I worked at a movie theater.
You got this.
So if I don't get this,
just go back in time.
It's going to be a bad.
You're sweeping popcorn.
I was, and I used to find money back when people would like put their, we'd get the box of anyway.
Remember when they had actual ushers at the movie theater?
That's what I did.
And they'd have the flashlights and don't be screwing around.
Yeah,
people are paying.
That's what I did.
A solid $1 to watch this movie. Yeah. Okay,
1988 Christmas movies. Can I have a hint?
3 of them.
Can I have a hint? Because Platoon was 86.
One of
Christmas. I don't know why that was.
Merry Christmas. You recently saw one?
Die Hard?
Yes, ma'am.
Die Hard. That is a Christmas movie.
July 22nd, 1988.
Okay.
One of them you're not going to get. I can promise you, you're not going to get.
Okay. Can I have a hint?
Another one is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Okay, Bill Murray. Scrooged. That's
Scrooged.
It. How many times have we talked Bill Murray? Oh, Michael Keaton.
We're gonna
Michael Keaton. Michael
Douglas?
No, what's his name? McFly.
Myers?
McFly.
Oh, Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. I said Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the best Batman.
Which we would love to have any of those people on the show.
Can you imagine if we did that?
Oh, live stream with, forget it.
Take it back. Okay, third one. I'm not going to get. You just straight up told me. Well, that's not very fun.
I don't even think I've seen it.
Oh, gosh.
That's sad.
Oh.
That's sad.
Is it Whitney Houston?
No.
What she did the Bishop's Wife redo, Preacher's Wife with Denzel?
No, it's not that.
Okay. So we've got Die Hard, best Christmas movie. Scrooged.
Mm-hmm.
Did it come out at Christmas?
Yeah, it came out November.
It wasn't one of the Home Alone
November 18th
series
or November 22nd, something like that.
Who was in it? I know. Is it going to give it away?
I'm going to just tell you.
Oh, all right.
The third movie, 1988, is Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh, I hated Ernest. I'm glad I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, I know.
No.
You know what I mean, Vern?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not. I don't know what you mean. I don't want to know what you mean.
I'm going to watch that movie.
No.
How does he save Christmas?
I don't care.
Comment below if you know.
I don't care.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
All right. So if you are thinking about moving to the South Carolina area, Charleston more specifically, feel free to click the link in our description, whether you're listening to this live on audio or if you're watching us if you're watching with us here on YouTube. Easy for me to say. For a VIP call where we can get your story, your plans. Had one of those the other day. hooked her up with a realtor in California. And guess what? They want to move here. Praise God. Okay. Did you have any other HOA information that you wanted to share?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
You as a buyer, it is very important that you know what the HOA rules are, the CC&Rs for the HOA, because it could affect your decision to buy in a certain neighborhood.
Yes.
For example, there are some communities that don't allow you to have a fence in your backyard.
Yes.
And if I've got dogs, which are my furry, what do they call them?
Fur babies.
Fur
or
babies or children with fur. You're going to want to know, hey, if you live here, you can't do that. Or maybe you love lawn art. And you,
oh, yes, that's a big one.
You love sculptures and bird baths.
Yes.
And those glass balls that people put in their yard. I don't know.
There's a joke waiting there. I'm just going to move on past it. Anyway, we need to know about those.
Yeah, so it's crucial that you delve into that, and then also having to do with the fees.
Yeah.
Are there special assessments because you have to budget for whatever is going to happen going on through the HOA? Is there a transfer fee? Are the fees going to go up? Are they planning on building some structure in the community that you're going to have to foot the bill for?
Yeah. Well, in condos or townhomes, a lot of those have a giant roof. So to your point about having the money in reserves, or they're going to have to petition all the homeowners for it if they need to redo the roofs or if they need to redo the fencing or something. That's why you're there. To go over it in the meeting, or to understand, like, okay, but why don't you have the money in the reserves? How long till you have the money for the new fence or the new roofs or to redo the pool? Because pools, when they're community pools, they get tore up sometimes, pretty depending on how often they're used. So those fees, exactly that, Dan, they go for those. And HOAs get a bad rap. Not gonna lie. I mean, that's the Karens and all that, but if you keep in mind that you're trying to not just get the return on your investment, but you're trying to have like a sense of like cohesion in your neighborhood, like so that it looks the way you want it to look when that it looked when you bought it, you fell in love with that place. So, you want it to not, getting beat up and, weather bear, what's it called? Not threadbare, weather beaten. Yeah. Or just looking disheveled and just like run down. You want to make sure your HOA is going toward the things that make it so that when you go to sell, it looks just as appealing to your buyer as it did to you.
Yeah. And then the one thing I'll tell you about HOAs, which is something we had to learn, is that you do have to request certain things. Like if you want to make changes to the outside of your home, one, you need to look at the rules to see what you can and can't do. But two, you have to run it by the HOA committee to say,
can we?
This is what I'm planning on doing.
We had a light.
Yeah, we had a outdoor light on the side of the garage, and I broke the glass. I tightened the screws too tight. It just shattered the glass. And it was like, okay, I could pay $35 for just the glass, or I could get a whole new light for $5 more. So I was like, cool, I want to get a different style light, but
it's a different style.
I have to run it through the HOA.
That's the key right there.
And, they ended up approving it. The only downside was it did take a long time. It took like over 30 days.
Yeah.
So,
and we had to do the same thing. You might have just heard him shake. We have our dog. When we moved here, our community is not putting up fences unless the homeowners request it, whether it's an investment property and it's owned by a rental community, or if it's us individual owners, we have to get, approval for that. So we had to let them know, hey, we're going to put a fence up. We have a dog. Okay. It has to be XYZ. We're by water, so it has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain height.
Yep.
And so that just takes time. And as much as you want to just move in and have everything ready to go, sometimes not to blame it on your HOA, but sometimes that stuff just takes more time.
Well, and you don't know how many requests they're dealing with.
That too.
They're,
Yeah.
And that leads me to the next point
Okay.
is that, believe it or not, your HOA could be cheaper in a larger community
Yeah.
that has more amenities. So it's like, wait a minute, I'm spending $88 and I'm getting a resort style pool, and I'm getting a farm, and I'm getting a workout room, and I'm getting a mahjong tournament,
a little cafe.
and versus I'm paying 115 and all I have is a pool.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that math doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're in a larger community, you have to figure those HOA costs are being divided among a larger pool of people. So you could be potentially paying less for more, which when does that ever happen?
Yeah. I mean, there's some of the communities around here, Del Webb, Nexton, Cane Bay, the lakes at Cane Bay, it's Four Seasons, also Del Webb, Cane Bay, they have gates. So even at the bare minimum, you're paying for the exclusivity. Those are 55 plus communities. Same thing with Horizons over in Carnes Crossroads. You're paying so that you don't have throughway traffic, and you want to keep the ne'er-do-wells out. Sometimes that might be all you don't care. The end of the story. I just want a gate.
I want to feel safe.
I want to feel like nobody that is in my neighborhood doesn't need to be in my neighborhood. The people that are here are the ones that are paying just like me. And that might be the end of the conversation, right? And that's fine. But just coming from California, unless you are used to living in an HOA, and maybe, like you said, maybe that's all you experienced was just a gate and, a security guard or, somebody driving around or whatever. Here, when you move to South Carolina, that's something that you're going to need to expect is like, you're going to probably find, even in some of the, what looks like a quote unquote, air quotes, normal neighborhood. If you're over in Mount Pleasant or something, you're like, this has an HOA. Okay. And then lo and behold, they've got a community pool that
Like
you
a
happen
boat
upon,
dock,
or a boat dock or something. You're like, well, this, because you think, okay, HOA, I'm going to cross over into a gated community. Not the case. Sometimes it's just because you're in a certain part of, Charleston or Mount Pleasant or West Ashley or some of the other communities. But but there are some downsides. We're not going to, blow smoke and say, no, it's all roses and rainbows. Nothing bad ever happens. There are some people that are in the Facebook groups that you're like, oh, it's them again. Oh, it's them again. Moving along, so navigate the Facebook group of your community.
Tread lightly.
Gently, yes, because that's where you'll, see. But imagine if it's the person up a lot in your Facebook group who is the one that's making all the decisions. Like that's why you need to go to the meeting at the end of the day. That's exactly it. But anyway, we are thankful that you're here. We appreciate you watching. If you have any other questions, we would love to answer those. If you want to leave those, whether you're watching this on replay or watching it live with us, we thank you for being here. Again, we are Dan and Angel. We are your local GenX realtors here in the Charleston area. I don't know why your name's not on there, babe. I'm going to fix it next time.
Whatever. Dan the man. You're gonna just, it rolls off the tongue.
He's my man. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next. Oh, by the way, every Tuesday live at 5. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can not miss another one of these. We're gonna be here next Tuesday, even though it's the holiday season. We're gonna be here.
We'll see you then.